Hello, aspiring Games Done Quick Games Committee. I am Michael Goldfish, and today with me I have Not So Newbie.
Hey, how you doing?
Spike Vegeta.
Hello.
And J Hobbs, sometimes going by J Hobbs296.
I'm eating Twizzlers.
Of course he is. So this is our Tropical Freeze Any Percent No Death Abuse submission for AGDQ2019. Just wanted to give a little something to show off what it's going to be and how different it is from the previous submissions we've done. So we're going to just start right away. In 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah, so the big thing you're seeing right off here, other than the last two times you guys have seen this at GDQs, we're now playing as Funky Kong. This game got a re-release on the Nintendo Switch this past May, and Funky Kong is the big feature. We're actually playing on Funky Mode, where we're actually, throughout the run, going to be switching between Funky Kong and the other Kongs. Funky's nice because he doesn't need another Kong in order to give him any sort of like power-ups or anything. You see he can already do infinite rolls, and he can do this awesome-looking double jump that you're seeing Goldfish chain all the way through here, all the way to this platform. Really well done there by Goldfish to chain bop off all those enemies. You actually keep a little bit of momentum off that water slide going down at the very beginning, so... Nice, exciting start here to the run.
The double jump is really nice because it gives you a lot of the same, momentum conservation power that you get out of Cranky in the normal run, the normal mode run. But without needing a second Kong, like Spike was saying, and also without necessarily needing something to bounce off of. You just double jump in midair, and then when you do bounce off of things, you can refresh that double jump.
Funky mode has sort of become the standard mode we all run in as well. Basically because you get all the powers of all the Kongs. Plus, it's a little bit easier, it's harder to die with Funky, and you could even switch Kongs to go back to the original Kongs. It takes about 2.5 seconds to just switch, and there are lots of instances where we want to switch.
Yeah, it's technically by like what levels are fastest with each Kongs. It would actually be about it split evenly, but you'll see us in a lot of cases just stick with one set of Kongs because it wouldn't be worth like 2.5 seconds to swap between them. Well, that was a really good 1-1, and that is the first level in the books. So, nice job there by Goldfish.
Thank you.
I don't know, man. He took a damage.
I did.
We did notice some damage in there.
It's okay. You didn't mention it at the time, so it's alright.
Yeah.
But obviously because of that. Yeah, go ahead.
Let's just point out that there's 5 hearts and everything. Like Newbie was saying, Funky's kind of the easier mode a bit. But because of the fact that there's 5 hearts, that doesn't only make it easier, but in fact there's going to be some levels where you can take significantly more damage boosts because of that, especially much later in the run. And so you can see some really cool strats based around that.
You're also seeing a piece of tech here called, I believe we're just calling them grab jumps, is simply what it is. It's a piece of tech with Funky Kong only where if you do a jump and then you do a grab before you do the second jump, it somehow, I don't know exactly how it works, it kind of resets your position in the air. You end up jumping a lot higher with the second jump. So you're going to see it all over the place. Try to look for when Funky does his little grab animation in the middle of the air, in between a double jump. You just know Goldfish will be throwing those in order to just gain a lot more height so he can clear some jumps that otherwise you wouldn't be able to.
Like that one.
Like right there. Yeah, right there at the very end of that level. Normally they want you to go ahead and bounce off that bug at the end or ride the ship all the way to the side. Nah, he just does a grab jump and allows you to jump straight up into the barrel, so cool stuff right there.
That's also a really hard grab jump. It's a really precise timing, so good job, Goldfish. That was good.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's actually one of them that I still don't do, so that's...
I don't either.
It's surprisingly tight, yeah. So... right here we got 1-3 coming out again. Meant to be a little bit of kind of like the tutorial world. If you play with the other Kongs, Funky gets to just speed up real fast through the tutorial world. See what kind of climb we get right here.
Yeah, he also started off with this level with another grab jump to be able to completely skip the vine at the beginning. And then double jump helps out with some nice platforming. Another one of those things where Cranky's Pogo gets you to around the same height as Funky's double jump does, except with Funky, obviously you don't need to bounce on the ground, but with Cranky it would get you a little higher, so you will still see the other Kongs later, as Spike was talking about earlier.
Another intended damage boost right there, obviously not having to wait and slide into those platforms or anything.
Although Funky's generally better than the other Kongs, there are a couple small disadvantages. One, for example, is spike pits here.
Oh,
If you're
the
landed in
hummus.
the pits, yeah, if you land in the pits with Funky, you just get stuck. You can't move, you can't run, you can't do anything. So,
Yeah.
Yep.
It's worse than if you were playing with the other Kongs where they just land in the spikes and take damage, and then you have iframes and you just roll in them. He doesn't take damage, he just stands on top of them and loses all momentum. So if he's down there, yeah.
Being stuck in a bowl of hummus, dude. That's why we call
That's
it
why
that.
we call it the hummus glue, dude.
Oh, it's absurd.
I also just want to give a quick shout outs to how much better the load times are in this version of the game. You guys might remember from the Wii U version. Yeah, we're saving like 10 seconds or so per level exiting out, so we're going to be saving overall over 6 minutes due to load times in this run.
Yep,
Nice barrel skip. Yeah.
Thank you.
Again, utilizing that double jump to just jump underneath the barrel. Saves like a quarter of a second, I think. So, yeah, here we are in our first of our 5 auto-scroller levels in the run. These are surprisingly hard to optimize. Goldfish, have you ever understood how to optimize these?
No, it's watch the world record and then just copy everything because I don't know what's going on. The rule of thumb is just jump as much as you can, and normally you go faster, but I don't know the logistics of it.
I don't know if it's like friction on the ground or anything. Like, there's little things here, like, obviously you would, like, be very vertical going down that slope Goldfish just passed by. He jumped at the top of it to cut out on some of that downwards verticality. If you see an upslope, you jump up those. That'll generally cut those out. But yeah, I don't think any of us, like, that run the game RTA-wise truly know how these work. These aren't exactly the levels we try our hardest to optimize. So...
When I was learning to run this, I heard the advice of just jump as much as you possibly can. So I would just jump like completely over hills and not get the speed boost from starting to go down it at all. So I was just losing like seconds just trying to save frames.
after this level, we are actually going to switch Kongs for the first time.
Oh, that's a reminder.
There's a brand new, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
brand new
we would have
strat.
had you leave the level. Yeah, go ahead.
The strat was actually, it actually only works on the Switch. I believe what we kind of figured is they changed the hitbox of the boss, so you can make hits a lot earlier and a lot less as intended with Cranky only, though. So.
Yeah,
It's super neat. Also very difficult, right? When I know some of them are easier than others, but from what I understand, it's a pretty difficult strat, right?
Yeah, I would say it's among the more difficult strats in the run, although a lot of good setups have been found to make them actually pretty consistent. We'll see if Goldfish can get... We have to hit this boss 9 times. Normally you have to wait for it to come all the way down, otherwise, nope! We can just meet him all the way up in the air and put out Cranky's Pogo as Kane, and it just works. So we get the God Cod here.
Ooh, that was not quite it, but the second hit.
Yeah, that's pretty vanilla COD, but that's alright.
Again, normally they want you to wait until he comes down to you. Yeah, no. Instead, we're just going to smack him while he's sitting there. For whatever reason, his hitbox is active at that point. Now, to note right here, you can see he's... Goldfish swagging out a little bit. He's actually not active right now to take damage. You had to wait until he had his little kind of move into phase 2 animation right there. Each of the 6 bosses in this game have 3 phases with 3 hits apiece inside of them. So he had to just wait through a little bit of animation time.
Intentional damage boost there, so that way he could just use the invulnerability frames to just jump straight through Pompey.
So with that, we're already 6 hits of our way through this boss. Getting 4 or 5 bonus hits so far, even getting a token for it.
Yeah, I love the token, dude. That was great.
Yeah, Goldfish has obviously very good setups here. Right here, we want to try to get our a school strat here. I don't know whether we say it or not, but yeah, a little setup right there to bounce off that fish all the way up in the air. Don't blink, because this boss is just about to be dead. And see ya, very nice Pompey there.
Nice.
Really good. 859. That's a really good.
Yeah, sub 9 World
Yeah, we
War.
got all like 15 hits on him.
All of the earliest hits.
I had never seen the swag hits before. I was like freaking out when I saw him like flashing red, and then Spike's just like, "Oh yeah, this isn't doing anything."
Yeah, nice little sweater there. So that's the first instance where we go ahead and use Cranky and Donkey, or really just the DK family, where you have access to all of them. Swapping back to Funky Kong right here for the entirety of World 2. It's a little interesting because there's debatably it's an option whether you'd want to swap Kongs or not. Because Funky's going to make up a lot of time here in 2-1, but they would actually be faster in 2-2. So a lot of this is just preference, but 2-1 with Funky is pretty sexy, honestly. You see a lot of jumps over pits and everything.
Also, don't forget this level has the best track in the game.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Windmill Hills is really good. This is probably among my favorite tracks in World 2, honestly. Like, I know you said for the whole game, but definitely up there with the...
I'm biased, though.
That's it. Hobbs had record in this for I think like 20 minutes or so. Like,
Hey, it was like a day.
Maybe. Yeah. All right, so we got
a day for IL time.
got a big climb coming up right here. Let's see if he can catch all the cycles. Wants to minimize these jumps to just hit the bottoms of these. Very nice catching that top cycle right there. And now normally they want you to wait on that cart. Otherwise, though, you can just roll off to keep a little bit of momentum and then double over all that stuff. So really good. Into the last platforming section right here.
Oops.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't jump far enough. That's alright.
Yeah, nailed all the hard stuff. Yeah, didn't quite extend that all the way. Shortened up the jump just a little bit.
At least with Funky mode, we don't really have the issue of losing our Kong anymore because we're kind of just Funky. So jumping right back into stuff is really easy.
It's super it's super nice compared to previously where you would die, you would lose your partner Kong, like you lose Cranky, and then your next level would become much worse if you couldn't pick up that Kong again. But now with Funky, you don't have to worry about that. You just get your 5-heart refill and proceed on your way.
It's in that way. It's definitely made it like easier for newer players to get into it because, like you said, a death is just a death. It's okay. We lose it, we go right back in. But
yeah. And real quickly to talk about, we haven't mentioned that this is any % no death abuse. There's just a category where you can actually die several times. Since Funky mode is kind of like your assist mode, you could die several times in a row and potentially skip certain levels, a lot of the longer ones. But it's a lot less interesting doing it that way, so that's why they run no death abuse here.
Yeah, there would end up being like 7 or 8 levels, I think it is, that you would end up taking death abuses through. Can't do it for the bosses, but we do it for a number of the auto-scrollers and a few other really long levels. Because again, you do have to die 8 times, so you kind of have to route in your number of lives. But...
yeah, this is a lot more boring that way. More fun to just watch him, slap Rambi.
Yeah, slap Rambi on the butt. You see him right there using a nice little strat where he waited for the cart to move a little bit and then kept some momentum by jumping off it before actually running off the end of it and keeping a little bit of that momentum so he could skip that little platforming section right there.
He's also trying to minimize the number of startup animations he has to do with Rambi, so that's why you see him running off of ledges or completely running over gaps if he knows that he'll be fine.
Really nice, chaining that momentum off the enemies.
Yo, nice.
This is so he can do that grab jump. Again, a little bit faster to do that without Rambi. It's alright, we have a new Rambi with us. See him carry a little bit more momentum off that swinging card. This is the level I was talking about earlier where potentially it's an option if you want to stick with Donkey and Cranky, that Cranky's Pogo can keep Rambi going a little bit better, but they would have to ride the cart back there in 2-1. So, again, it's all preference. It's about the same time either way. So, yeah, solid 2-2 there. Hit all the boosts looking for. And dumped Rambi in the pits, so extra good 2-2.
Yeah, Rambi in the pits is the way to go. He's the worst.
That's why you do Rambi, man, and you don't take the Cranky and Donkey for those levels. You got to be able to ditch Rambi in the pit.
Mm-hmm. All right, 2-3. We got Horntop Hop here. Pretty difficult level to do well. It's one of 3 levels you're going to see in the run that's actually based off of music cycles, global cycles throughout the entire level, where it goes to the music. So the whole time, it's all these platforms are moving, all these cycles. So if he makes any mistakes, he has to be able to adjust to it later on. You see using his double jump to try to neutralize as many of the cycles as he can. You see a big one right here as he goes through this horn blowing section. All right, able to beat that. So we'll see what happens right here. Okay, yeah, able to catch the cycle he was intending to grab. That,
Very nice.
that's definitely a section that can easily kill you.
Even able to climb all the way through that leaf section and bounce right off of the what are those guys called again? The big pig.
The Schnauzels.
The Schnauzels, that's right. Yeah, I knew it was something like that.
Yeah, not having to stop on any leaves there to do the climb is really nice. Optimizing climbs is a thing that I think is super cool in all 2D platformers, but especially in this game, because of the nature of having to work around the double jumps and varying heights.
Yeah.
Man, everybody just got sick on me instantly.
Yeah. I don't know. So, yeah, solid opening to World 2, definitely. That's still a tough stretch of levels, even with Funky. So, but with that, we're going to be moving into our second auto-scroller, the second and final minecart stage, actually. There are other auto-scrollers that we're going to see later on. Some that are maybe a little rage-inducing to people who are familiar with these newer games. But we'll have another nice little barrel skip here, hopefully. This one you have to do, like, really
Oh, are you kidding me? I've never learned this.
Oh, okay.
Does it even save time?
That's what I was gonna say. I feel like you have to be like frame perfect for it to even save any frames. You can't go like well under it and then jump up into it. But yeah, there is the option to do a barrel.
Yeah, we're gonna granny that one.
Yeah, that's good. So, yeah. In addition to Funky Kong getting an additional couple of hearts, where he has 5 hearts compared to the Kong's 4, you also get a bonus heart in the auto-scrollers as well. So there's a couple more places where he can route in, potentially taking a little more damage in places.
As you might expect, some of the levels like this one are pretty primed for donations as well.
Yeah, this is definitely where we would hand it off during any of these auto-scrollers, honestly.
End strats.
We got him. Ooh, and the puzzle piece?
Ooh, Goldfish showing off the puzzle piece.
Ooh, optional collectibles? You know, there's another category called all puzzle pieces. It's only about 4 hours long. That's really what the submission's for, but...
Yeah, I mean, if you guys want to sub, you can take just any percent.
I think any percent's pretty fun. Because rooting in the lives is pretty cool. The death abuse itself is kind of lame. I find it's really funny, though. And then in one of the levels, it's coming up soon, you actually have to play the level halfway to the first checkpoint and then start dying a whole bunch. So, I mean, like, there's rooting, you know?
How much shorter is it? You have it at like a 120 or something?
It's about a minute, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't save too much.
Compared to just like optimizing any percent.
Yeah, it saves less than you'd expect. There aren't too many levels where the death abuse is actually worth it. Nice.
Nice. GG on that 2-4. It's actually pretty easy to die there at the end on those like little platforms. Generally, we'll take a little bit of a consistency strat by going a little slow at the end, so the cycles aren't off for them. But with that going into 2-5, Alpine Incline.
Yeah, this is a pretty nice one because this used to actually be a Dixie level, and Dixie is probably the closest, OG Kong to Funky, in that she had kind of her own version of a double jump with the hair flutter. But now with Funky, like, you get to carry all momentum, whereas Dixie would lose her momentum. You actually saw it there a little bit. Funky does lose his momentum if he starts doing his version of the hover. But you can do a full double jump, without losing any of the momentum, as you've been seeing, which makes this level a lot nicer with him.
Yeah.
Especially that opening.
Because you lose a lot of speed when you keep holding to do the hover, I think the ultimate goal of Funky is just to hover as little as humanly possible in the whole run. So.
Yeah. They gave him actually an infinite hover, which sounds like it would just break the game. He goes nowhere with it. If you start hovering, you better be like a mile up in the air, or you will not get to the platform that's 6 inches in front of his face. So, not nearly as much as you would think. Yeah, and like Newbie said, definitely your goal is, I hope I hover almost never in the course of my goal run, something you're shooting for. Nice
A little bit of
cut.
bouncing. Yeah, finishes off the level.
Yeah, trying to cut out as many times bouncing off those balloons just to keep them from taking your momentum. Go ahead.
Just a minor piece of tech we glossed over, or that we kind of skipped by. Would probably explain normally during a run is that you can get carry like kind of a super bounce when you're rolling off of a ledge onto a bounceable surface, and he used that in that last level. It's something kind of neat that we'd probably point out.
Yeah, for sure. Alright, so here's where you would play half the level in any percent, so you could get to somewhere with a hit. Because taking 5 damage 8 times, so 40 damage boosts at 40 iframes, not exactly optimal for death abuse.
No, this is why you switch to Donkey before this level, so that you get only 3 hearts.
Yeah, only it's still more than it would have been on Wii U.
That is the way to death abuse 5-4 or 4B, by the way.
Is it really? Oh man.
Oh god.
That's amazing. Alright, so during the actual run, if you were to take this, I would be making sure that Goldfish learned how to dodge all the bananas.
The dodge bananas rude. Yo, dodge a bunch there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have to learn that barrel skip before. The dodge bananas, 100%.
Yeah. Dude, dodging bananas is so fun.
It would save minutes.
It's so good. It's
Oh.
actually literal swag minutes.
I have a little platforming section here at the end of the more auto-scrollery sections. Did we grab jump? Oh, we grab jump there. Again, that grab jump each time just allowing you to jump a lot higher than the first time. A lot of times, they'll be obviously used for actually saving time, cutting out some platforms and whatnot here and there. Other times, they just make some jumps quite a bit easier. You know who found that tech, Goldfish?
Who found the grab jumps?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember the name, but he was my arch enemy when I was doing the 1-1 IL. Me and him were going back and forth, and then one day he came into the Discord and was like, "Oh, by the way, this tech exists," and we were all like mind blown.
Yeah.
Oh, the left side strikes.
Oh, the attachment.
There you go.
Little bit of attachment. Yeah.
Alright.
Newman, do you want to explain like what attachment is, or do we even really understand why it happens?
Really,
We
I don't think we
definitely
understand
don't
really
know
why.
why.
but yeah, it's kind of, if you get too close to a bouncing platform a lot of the times and you try to double jump, sometimes you just get a mini weird jump in front of it. It's really strange.
Yeah, weird stuff happens. It'll like delay your jump, and then it does the double jump. It's really weird. I think it happens near enemies too, where instead of doing the double jump, it kind of just lets you bounce on the enemy anyway, which isn't always what you want.
It looks like it absorbs Funky down to bouncing off of them, so...
Or attaches
That's
him.
happened to me in 2-1 ILs when I was
Going to climb, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so here's Scowl. This is also a pretty crazy boss, a really cool boss casually, and he's going to give you 3 eggs to try to quick kill each of his 3 phases. So as you can see, if you maximize your double jumps, normally, like, he's going to attack you a lot and stuff there. No, we're just going to pick up his 3 children and just throw them into his face each time. So, this is definitely a really complicated phase right here where he needs to let all 3 eggs that he can use get on screen. So,
Just a sec, my control's being really weird.
Oh, okay.
What is happening?
okay.
Pro controller, please.
Oh, here.
Alright, we're...
You just jumped
We good?
over the egg.
We
Yeah,
good?
and then you went to
I'm
race
just gonna leave the
thing.
timer going. I don't really care.
yeah, I think at this point we can jump
We
back
good?
in.
We're just
Yeah,
gonna...
let's go. Yeah. we're gonna make sure this works.
The fact that he didn't just roll into the barrels means there's what is happening. Alright. We good? Like, what is happening? Like, you see that?
Is it just moving it around for you?
Oh, yeah, it is.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh.
We have a way to do this.
I was
No.
about to say.
Are you like, is it moving all the menu items and you're trying to time
Like, I want it to be on
pairing
pairing new controllers. I might edit this out, to be honest. I want it to be on pairing new controllers, and I want to change grip order.
All right, man. You gotta get the frame perfect timing here for pressing A to get to.
Compare controllers.
And
No,
This
go.
is why you guys need to take him, because he's that perfect.
Oh man, time to switch to Joy-Cons mid-run.
Right?
Do we do it? I think we might do it.
Yeah, do it, man.
The Joy-Con... Ooh, no, not the handheld slide. That's not what we want. I mean, I could, but then nobody can see it, and I don't think they really want that.
Oh man, player 2, nice.
Come on,
Yo,
get
in there.
Doing the 1P2C.
Ooh, detached, you know?
Detached.
You gotta respect the detachment, you know?
There's too much attachment in Tropical Freeze. So
Okay, maybe
you
the
gotta roll with
Joy-Cons
detachment.
existing made this figure itself out. It didn't.
Oh man.
All right, time to turn off the Pro Controller, switch to full-on Joy-Con mode. Man, I hope this happens at AGDQ.
Has anyone seen this? I've never seen this.
No, I've never
This
seen
is new as hell. But yeah, that was not normal.
I had something happen where it wouldn't stop pressing down for me.
Down?
I don't know if that's
Okay.
exactly what's happening to you.
It was just, it was pressing buttons that I didn't want it to press.
So I just bought a new Pro Controller at that point.
Oh god, I can't spend $110, man. I'm in Canada.
Oh, it's so expensive here.
Uh-oh. Still not working, or is it working now?
No, it seems fine.
Okay, cool.
Oh! Abort, Joy-Cons.
Yes,
Do
let's
it,
go.
man. Let's go
Joy-Cons.
detachment.
No, not pairing new controllers.
Just throwing this out there, push comes to shove, if we need to just like watch your video and do commentary over that.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Although, since I might edit this out, I'm going to take this time just to confirm that we're recording audio. Because if we're not, I want to give my big-ass apology right now instead of... Yeah, we're good. Oh, thank God. I was worried since we started. Do I have... Do I just go... Oh, no, I don't have to go full detachment. Alright.
Oh, are you finding the grip?
Hell yeah. Will it show it? Will you see that I'm cheating? Oh, you have no idea? I mean, no, I'm still detached. I don't know what you're talking about, man.
Oh.
Alright, so, yeah, we're gonna keep fighting Scowl.
Nice.
Okay, yeah, so, yeah, a little bit of a controller issue right there, but yeah. The big strat here is that you actually want to make sure you bounce off of each of those, like, towers of enemies, so that you can have them, the next
Yeah, whatever.
ones
Whatever.
there on screen. Yeah.
Honestly, I could just restart this.
The two boss,
No, no, it's
just Scowl.
No, it's better.
No, we'll get the awesome backup. Come on. Good eggs. Ooh, top tier eggs. Sorry.
You gotta prove that you can, you know, back yourself up in a marathon situation.
Yeah, if I need to suddenly play on a different controller.
Yeah.
Ooh, the right wind? You hate to see that happen.
I don't think I've ever seen that, but that's okay.
Oh no, it happened in my tournament race. I'm really consistent at this game, guys. Oh, to be fair, I don't think that one was my fault. Anyway.
Yeah, you're good. Alright. So yeah, now here going into the final phase of Scowl. This is if you guys have watched our GDQ runs of the past with Cranky Kong, there was a pretty consistent setup to do a quick kill here that saves like 2 seconds. But if he misses it, he'll lose like 50 or so?
Oh, I think it was like minute 10. It was a
Oh, is it?
lot.
Right?
It was way too much.
Oh, it's a lot actually. So yeah, you're gonna see him once again try to keep these eggs on screen because they're the only ways other than jumping on his head one time that we're gonna be able to hurt Scowl. So we're gonna double off of this or boosted bounce off of that egg to hit him with that 7th hit. And then we're gonna wait for him to come down, get our 8th hit with Funky, and then 9th hit with the egg. So there's a little thing worth pointing out here that we haven't mentioned. I just want to give a quick shout out to Retro for whatever reason making. Actually, let's see if we get it right here. Off-screen throw, very nice.
Nice.
Only 2 seconds up off plus 420. Shouts to controller issues.
Oof.
But yeah,
Alright,
it's
just
worth
beef it in 3-1 for a moment.
It's-
Lose those 2 seconds.
it's worth pointing out that that in the Switch version, for whatever reason, the RNG, there used to be like actually a fair amount of RNG in the bosses specifically in this run. All the RNG has been fixed now, and it's been, which would be nice enough if it was just consistent. It was actually fixed to be the best RNG patterns for all the bosses. In all but I think like one very minor instance in the final boss. So I don't know if they just looked at the fact that, like, this is an IL or a game with a bunch of time attack levels and they decided to make everything consistent, but that's super cool about the Switch version, that became that much more consistent.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the reason they did it for the ILs. And they just watch the top time and see what the fastest pattern actually is.
Right.
Yeah, it's cool how they handled the randomness, because if you make a mistake, like I did with my controller having issues in the second boss, when I said that I have to get good eggs, when you mess up the pattern, the eggs you can get are then become actually random and not like locked per se. So it's cool that you have the good patterns right away, but then if you mess up, it goes back to being randomness.
You get the swag little puzzle piece tech right there. Little
Very
preview of
nice.
the all puzzles. All puzzles category.
AGDQ2019, let's go.
This is also the level where we'd probably have Munch Koopas make a cameo to sing for us.
Yeah, it's kind of yeah. This is the Lion King level, as you can imagine. Why, just looking at it, why we think that. It's a level. It's the second of the three that I was mentioning earlier that work off of global cycles. All this stuff is moving from the time you enter the level, as was the local cycles, like once stuff loads on screen. So the only real strat saver that's a big one. He made some cycles that he needed, otherwise we lose a lot of time. He's gonna go for a strat here to jump straight into a barrel. Let's see if we can get it. Let's try to get up on top of this snake.
There we go.
Nice. Nice job.
That is way harder than it looks. Like the timing of releasing the jump button or releasing the grab button so you can jump up into it is actually extremely tight.
Ooh, and on Joy-Con too? Whoa.
Yo.
On detached Joy-Cons, no less. No
Yeah, of
controller.
course.
But yeah, you gotta have like a trajectory of the snake that's going to launch you horizontally enough to get in front of it so that you can double jump in front of it, but also not like push you down any so that you are too low to get into the barrel. So pretty
Right.
precise.
Yeah, at least you don't die if you miss it, but you feel pretty bad about it.
Yeah, this game's become
What?
unbelievably.
Alright.
This game's become unbelievably optimized. Like in over the 4 years it's been out, including the Wii U release of this.
I love that you started saying that right as Goldfish started making a mistake.
Right.
Completely off. This game is perfect. Any percent is dead. Although I guess that's technically true. It's just not because of me. Yeah, we're just gonna take that barrel. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, so you see there's a lot of routing also around just like when you throw in your double jumps and whatnot so you can catch off-screen targets and whatnot. But yeah, with that we're working our way down the BAOBAB Bonanza right here. Skipping through all these enemies. Again, like Cranky's Cane or Pogo from the Wii U version and the Switch version, the surfboard can jump off of spiked surfaces. Spiked, the rolling fruit at least. Again, never want to land inside of the spiked pits. Got a couple puzzle jumps there, very nice, but he can't fight the need to have a puzzle piece. So, with that, there's probably another instance where we kick it off for donations for a little bit. 3-3, while being an incredibly hype level with the original DK family, there's no way for us to actually keep all of our momentum without hitting the ground for too long with Funky. So we're going to be seeing, I guess the biggest thing to note about this level is just that we're never going to grab Rambi. This is intended to be a Rambi level, but he's going to do the whole thing with Funky instead. I don't know if it's really faster with Funky. I think it's just different. I could be wrong there.
It probably just saves time from not having to start as many of the, yeah, we're just gonna get past that guy. Without having to start as many of Rambi's super slow, like, run startups.
Yeah, we haven't mentioned that, but a lot of, like, the smallest optimizations...
Oh, we took him. Alright, we're gonna kill him. See ya.
Yo, nice.
Yo, you should go back. You can kill him.
Yeah.
No, he walked off. He walked off.
Did he walk off?
Did he walk off? Alright.
What are the save till the animals instead of that already? My God. But yeah, it's a little minor optimization that every time you have to start up a roll with one of the Kongs, instead of just like keeping your momentum going off bounces and whatnot, you lose a frame, some amount of frames. I don't think we've ever confirmed exactly how much it is, but
it was 3 frames on Wii U, so
okay.
probably pretty similar still.
But with Rambi, it's actually closer to like 1/10 of a second or even worse, which again, doesn't sound like that much, but when you look at all these times you would be jumping in this level, that would add up to actually a couple of seconds over the course of the entire level. So, yeah, definitely something you want to cut out as much as possible, and why Goldfish is electing to take funky 3-3-3 instead.
Yeah, that was one of the weird frame counts I actually knew because of the Trop relay at AGDQ 2016.
Oh, really? Okay, I was going to say.
Yeah, DKS told me it was 3 frames.
Yo, shout out to DKS real quick.
Yeah, the man who
killed.
killed any % no death abuse.
And is actually time stuff unlike anyone else. We all just guess. And he's like, nah, you guys are idiots. Like, it's actually this. And we're like, oh, okay, sure. Thanks, man.
Oh, we think this saves time. No, it doesn't. Oh, okay, well, cool, thank you.
The man who proved that roll oscillation was ruining everybody's run.
Oh, man. You see, we don't talk about that. Come on. They don't need to know. Let's not hurt them further.
Any percent's not dead, because DKS can still do 3-3 with Cranky.
He can still save 19 seconds.
You have to do a perfect run, and then do-si-do, and then do a perfect run.
Easy.
Yeah, purely to go opposite. Actually, let's talk about
This is
this
a hot
strat right
strat. Yo! Jump!
Oh, very nice.
So good.
Yeah.
The window is really small there, because you have to jump really tight, and then do a grab jump, and then not flutter at all, and grab the vine.
Ooh.
The
Very
other,
nice.
again, that goes down to the in number of hearts being increased as well. He took 2 intentional hits in that level, and that would have lost you a Kong in the previous version of the game, or it would have, killed you if you were solo DK. So being able to take more damage abuse has led to a lot of awesome strats.
Alright, now here going into 3-5. So this is our first of this style of auto-stroller, the rocket barrel levels. These are pretty simple in that you hold A and you go up, you start to release A and you drop down. But this is for whatever reason, I'm not throwing shade at anybody else playing this game, but for whatever reason people had so much trouble with these levels. Like, they could not staple down that concept of holding A to move up and down. Admittingly, in Duck Country Returns, these were one-shots. If you took damage anywhere, you just died. Now, as you can see in funky mode on the Tropical Freeze game, you could take 3 hits. Alternatively, you can hold A the entirety of this level.
The entire day, if you will.
The entire day. All day. So, it's another great place for donations.
Yeah. It is pretty short, though, because he gets to not have to do this entire level. He's actually going to take our first secret exit of the run, which happens to shorten this level by a lot and be the fastest, way of progressing through this world. Very, very convenient. Probably cuts out, about half this level? Maybe a little less?
Yeah, I think the level's like almost 2 minutes by IL time, and this makes it like 1:10 or so.
So, pretty close to that.
Yeah, and it takes us to 3B, which is the shortest of all the options that we could take out of this level anyway.
Yeah, this is a unique level in that every world has 2 bonus levels in it, a level A and a level B. This is the only level in the game. You can see right there on the world map, there's actually 2 secret exits in that level. One that'll send you to the left, and one send you to the right here. And all 3 of the levels that you could go to are pretty short, but this one's by 10 seconds the fastest, and it's the one that cuts out the last 50 seconds of the level. So,
and it's probably the most interesting.
Yeah.
Levels. Bramble Scramble here, as you can tell, the level kind of unfurls right before you.
That's right.
You want to try not to do what Goldfish is doing right now, which is bouncing.
Yeah, don't be like me.
Yeah.
You don't want to bounce off of the bouncy pads because they'll really slow down your momentum. Bouncing off of enemies, however, keeps it going, so you want to do that whenever you can.
This level's super cool. We're watching the entire level just kind of appear in front of us. Obviously, Goldfish has the level memorized. He knows what's going to come up, but that does mean he has to make some jumps, not necessarily based on what's in front of him, but what he knows is going to be there. Got this bounce off this hedgehog to this owl into the barrel. Another place here where we're allowed to take 1 extra damage boost. You would normally wait for those vines to open up. But with that, as you can see, very, very fast level right there. So very convenient. The route just worked out for us that we could go to the fastest level and cut out like half the auto-scroller in the last one. So here we are, already at the end of World 3. Again, there's 6 islands here. Gotta get Funky Kong and the rest of the DK family back through these 5 other islands to get back to the DK island. Take our home back from the Snowmads. Here we are at the 3rd boss, Triple Trouble. What are these guys called again?
Baboom the Boisterous? Is that it?
Yeah, the baboons or whatever. So. Another interesting boss here because all 3 of these guys have 3 health apiece. So you're actually going to see him just try to deplete one of their health to 0, and then that will move you on to the next phase. Sometimes, though, a lot of times, he's going to elect to go ahead and get hits on some of the others just to make the phase go by faster. So as you saw, he got his 3rd hit on that enemy. Even though he's damaged the other ones, which are denoted by them being a lighter skin, that's how you can tell he's done damage to them and whatnot. But hitting the others will just push the phase along a little bit faster, which you set up. You're going to see him make sure that enemy gets below the pole, then gets rid of him. Or then gets rid of the other one so that he's already going to be coming down as opposed to climbing down those poles. Already here in 3rd phase.
Yeah, already into the 3rd phase here. Based on which direction the ghosts actually like spawn on is which side he's going to need to end on to grab a watermelon bomb out of, you know, mid-air and throw it at him. There's no RNG anymore, so it's always set on the right, but that's how, you know, if you're at home trying to learn the run, that's how you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a little bit of just movement manipulation here, making sure he's going to have his baboons at the correct spots, rolling underneath them to make sure they're going to put their bombs in certain positions. And just little subtle things all over this fight where you need to have specific movement so that they'll do the correct attacks and they'll come down at the right times. Come up here on the final hit, we'll be damage boosting through it. Oh, no, we're not.
No, we're not.
Damageless Phil Mickelson.
Very nice.
Pretty good, pretty good.
Really good Baboom, yeah. Totally smooth.
Yeah, overall, really solid World 3 right there. Nailed the hardest strats, especially in 3-1 and 3-4. And the boss was very good. So again, we brought up, this is Funky mode, but it does not mean we are locked to using Funky Kong. We can swap back to the DK family, and we're actually going to get to see them for the entirety of World 4 right here. For a couple of levels in particular. The biggest thing is that Funky Kong was given some nice benefits underwater. Again, kind of meant to be more the easy mode. He actually does not have an air meter underwater. He can just live under there infinitely. And he has an infinite corkscrew attack. However, the corkscrew is not nearly as fast as Diddy Kong's jetpack. Diddy Kong was almost useless in this game. Definitely above water he pretty much is. But underwater, you're going to be seeing right here, he'll catch this cycle, and then jetpack his way all throughout the level, going very, very fast through it, in comparison to any of the other Kongs, not just Funky.
Yeah, we got 4-1, 4B, and 4-6 are all completely underwater levels, so we want Diddy for all of that. So we're going to keep the Kong family through this whole world for that reason.
It's also worth pointing out, so he's actually trying to move his way through this level very, very quickly, taking a couple of damage boosts when he can to get through even faster. As you saw with that last barrel that he got Diddy from, it was Cranky before that. They're constantly flipping between cycles, so he wants to actually pick up Dixie right here, and his movement had to be very, very solid all the way through that level to catch this Dixie cycle right here.
And the barrels rotate slower underwater too, which means that if he had missed that Dixie cycle, he would have had to wait a lot longer than he would outside of the water for a spinning barrel. But Dixie uses her hair to kind of push past these currents, which is why you want to use her hair.
Yeah. Another instance where we're going to go ahead and use the secret exit. This one is absolutely massive. This has to be in the route. You're, once again, skipping out on the entire second half of 4-1, which is very lengthy. And then you're coming back here in order to send you down a path that will send you to 2 levels, 4A and 4B, as opposed to 3 levels, 4-2, 4-3, and 4-4. In addition to all those 3 levels that we're skipping are very long, even though they're honestly like pretty cool levels. They're some of my favorite parts of like the 100% run of this. But 4A, this next level we got coming up, is going to be a sub 1 minute level. And 4B, once again, being one other water level we're going to get to do. So you can just see right there on the world map, we're going to play 2 levels instead of 3 here on the right side. So between skipping all that, I imagine that warp probably saves us like 4 minutes.
It's something like that for sure, yeah.
All right.
4A is actually one of the cooler levels, I think. It's the only level in the run where we use all 3 of the Kongs, and we utilize the barrel cycles really well here. So you see, you catch Diddy first, right on cycle. And those barrels are all global cycles, so depending on what time you actually get there in the level is what barrel is going to appear. So if he goes fast enough through this, he'll hit a cranky cycle right after, which we need to get to the secret exit. So, and there it is right there. Yep.
All right, very nice. And now utilizing his cane pogos to bounce off of the spikes. First instance we've actually seen of, well, I guess we saw him in one boss, but kind of utilizing it to actually move through a level. Cranky's very fun to watch optimize levels of. Yeah, the Scrooge McDuck of this game. Also, very nice woohoo skips on both of those. Skips out on just a very minor animation coming out of the water. And right here, the setup, down to the nans. Full pogo, full pogo, full pogo, all the way up into the secret.
Nice.
Right. And being level. Yeah. 4A is one of just my favorite little levels to get to do. Not terribly difficult, but it's just nice how everything lines up, like Newbie was saying.
It flows really well. It's one of those that just like looks fantastic just to watch. Just have everything nicely fall into place. Then we go into 4B where it kind of sucks.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
Yeah, this is the only level of the game where like they almost made it like, in a way, almost like a very mini like Metroidvania of sorts. Where he's gonna have to find one key, then bring that key to a corresponding chest. Like you see the red chest right there. He's gonna go find the red key after picking up this Diddy cycle. This is also one of the only rotating barrel cycles that was left in the run that just, it's not on a great cycle. You have to wait a little bit to get your Diddy. It's amazing all the routing we did on the Wii U version when we had to use the console.
Oh, I thought
really
it was
nice.
Okay, you got it. Yeah.
Wow, that was amazing. You got that red key.
Yeah.
So amazing, I didn't even realize.
I was convinced. I was like, well, he's going to turn around. Now he's got to take that green key to a green chest and everything.
Yeah.
But
I like to think this is like the Da Vinci Code level where they're just like, all right, you found the clue, now go open a chest so that you can find another clue.
Another clue. This is, though, like, I think it's worth pointing out that swimming in this game inherently makes these some of the hardest levels in the game to optimize. Getting a really, really good 4B is tough. We got these bananas right here. Let's see if he has good bananas. Looking pretty solid right there. Yeah, trying to have good jetpacks through that screen to where you can catch it all in that circle and rotate your way around it.
Another thing to note is that the last time this run was at a GDQ was in the relay race, and they didn't do this level really. There was an out-of-bounds skip that could be done. That got patched on the Switch version, so that's why he's having to do the level now.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Yeah, overall though, the Switch version is the definitive way to run the game. Load times are like 7 minutes faster. The RNG is fixed. We get to use Funky Kong, which just makes a lot of the levels really, really cool.
The benefits far outweigh the minor time loss from
The fact that we have to play this level, yeah. The out of bounds was cool. You got to just like see out of bounds and everything, but yeah, levels overall not too long, and this would be another place where we probably will just kick it off for donations.
You know, or just give you a synopsis of the Da Vinci Code.
Right. I think that's a good way to do it.
I'm going to print it out from Wikipedia, and we're just going to read it during the level.
Maybe someone will donate the synopsis of the Da Vinci Code, and then we got both.
No, somebody will be coming back going like, what about National Treasure, man?
The Constitution.
Alright, so beyond Nicolas Cage movies, we got C-Stack Attack right here. This level's super duper cool. First needs to time this bomb throw. Unfortunately it was off. It's going to mess with his cycles coming up in this barrel just a little bit. We'll see if he can catch just a...
I was thinking about Nicolas Cage so much I couldn't concentrate, dude.
I'm glad I was able to be of assistance.
So yeah, you're going to see this level's going to start with Diddy and then use Cranky all throughout the middle section. I've got to have just a little bit of waiting right here for this wall, and then it's go, go, go from there. Get this enemy out of the way. Go try to pogo off the very front part of that little platform right there. And then set
Oh my god, I thought I was dead. I am dead.
I think we all thought you were dead. And then, yeah.
That was the game acting a little bit of justice.
So
right there.
sadly, we're not Funky Kong right now, so this becomes hard again.
Here's the punishment for dying. Original mode.
Yeah, this is where all the DK only races we did come into play. We're gonna see him try to, very nice timing there to snap into that top barrel though, and not have to wait for it to swing all the way around. So at this point, we're gonna see what kind of cycle this is on. Unfortunately, just missed the Diddy cycle. I liked flicking the barrel up into where he didn't take damage, but it busted open the barrel. Surely Donkey lost a hand in that. Great skip!
Oh, no. I hit the ledge, man. That's alright. When you die, Diddy's on cycle. This is okay.
It's fine. Just call it attachment. It's fine.
Yeah, without a doubt, attachment. See, it's perfect.
You attached onto the ledge, and then it didn't let you go.
Right, yeah, that's exactly how it worked.
Yeah, we'll run it back. No worries.
Alright, great skip.
Hey, first try. Nice.
Very nice.
First try.
If you're skipping to this point in the VOD, he nailed that first try.
Yeah, that's alright.
I will let you know, Goldfish did not play like this during our tournament match.
Yeah, on my tournament match, I was not on Joy-Con either, dude.
Oh, you're on Joy-Cons right now?
Yeah, and I couldn't get my Pro Controller to
I
work.
thought that was a meme. I thought you were still playing with Pro Controller.
No, that whole thing was my controller not working. Yeah, I'm legit on Joy-Con.
Oh, okay, I didn't know. Okay, well, the reason...
Yeah, if I make any mistakes, it's solely because I'm Joy-Con. I'm the best at this game.
Yeah.
As the leaderboard says, he's the best at it. Alright, so here's 4-6. This level's really, really hard to do well, again. Yeah, we're going to be... the reason why we wanted to pick up Diddy there in that last level, again, you normally don't get another DK barrel here, another Kong buddy barrel, until halfway through the level. And as you can see, Diddy jetpacking our way through the level, we're saving so much time. I believe over Funky Kong, you saved like 20 seconds in this level.
Wow, it was so fast that he was actually ahead of the cycle, and I had to slow down there for just a moment.
Yeah,
and Spike mentioned before how like it's hard to optimize these jetpack boosts. Like I think it's worth stressing again just how difficult it is, especially when you're taking intentional damage everywhere, and having to alternate into spins every now and then to open up these locks. It's like really difficult. You can't just like hold A and he'll constantly jetpack or anything. The timing is pretty tight, and there's a lot of... If you press it too early, there's going to be a long buffered time, or if you press it too late, like you're going to not start up your jetpack as soon as you're expecting. It's really awkward to do properly, and so it's really nice to see it done pretty smoothly.
So this cycle's probably going to be off. Yeah, okay.
I'm still waiting for it.
Yeah, at this point, yeah, you could try to go without it and potentially still save a little bit of time, but as you can see, all these, like, swinging electric tentacles, you would have to do a little bit of waiting within there anyways. It potentially is a little faster to go and try to not be damaged. But as you see, once again, a lot of swimming right here. We need Diddy to jetpack through all of it. So, with that, finishing off 4-6 right there. Really, really good first half. And as you saw, one bonk in that second half of the level threw all of the time off after that. So, shows you how punishing that level is.
All right, and heading into newbie's favorite boss.
I love Fugu, man. Fugu's great.
Want to give us a rundown of this one?
Yeah, this boss is really long and obnoxious most of the time, but there's actually a little trick we can use with Cranky, if we can get it, where you can kind of sneak behind when he turns around and his butt's kind of hidden into the wall. But you can sneak behind and swing the cane a little bit, and hopefully you poke him right in the back. And so we try to get all 9 hits that quickly. So you'll see Goldfish sneaking right behind here, hitting him with the cane, number 1, number 2, number 3. That was a good phase 1. So again, 3 phases, 3 hits per phase. There is a backup if you lose Cranky, which is pretty good, but you really don't want to do that. You just
Yeah, we're not going to see that. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
we're not going to. It's
and if we do, Joy-Con.
Exactly.
Ooh, okay, the backwards.
Yeah, I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, I've never seen that before. You see Goldfish there lining himself up to where he took damage getting knocked back as opposed to getting knocked forward, so he can set up for the other hit. Alright, 3 more hits. Nice, nice.
There you go.
Yeah,
nice.
really good
Yeah.
phase 3, especially. Good
Awesome
stuff.
Phase 3.
Yeah, phase 1 and phase 3 there are like what you want to see, where you try to hit him to where it knocks him back towards the wall, so that he'll turn back around instantly, exposing his weak point, as opposed to knocking him kind of up and away from the back center of the wall, where then he'll kind of do a little bit of spinning around, getting back into place. Little subtle stuff like that, you lose a lot of time in that fight, actually. So, and with that, I'd like to say goodbye to the DK family. That is their final set of contributions to this run. At this point, almost every single level is just faster with Funky, and any advantage they did have would get eaten up by the 2.5 seconds it would take to swap to them, and then the 2.5 to swap back. So, Worlds 5 and 6 are going to be all Funky Kong, again in his debut appearance here, AGDQ2019.
He's blazingly fast too, for the most part, with the exception of, you know, a couple. But they're very, like, pretty much every level from here on out, with the exception of, like, 6, 8, is pretty dang smooth. It's just, like, kind of a joy of platforming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're seeing him throwing a lot of grab jumps again to give himself that, like, 2.5 jump distance in a lot of positions. You got a really cool section coming up right here, the Omega King Zing. We're going to set up and then jump off immediately, bouncing off these spike balls, chaining off these enemies, chaining off this set of spike balls to get all the way to this cart. Very well done section there by Goldfish. That was beautiful.
And then getting off the cart as quickly as you can, too, but to just make that jump with the double jump, it's super nice.
Yeah, going to be taking damage right there. You're going to notice he's going to want to jump whenever he's taking damage because it does eat your momentum at that point. So, little stuff he's looking out for. Jumping over those claws coming down. And now he's going to try to set this up to roll under all these barrels and go straight to the finished barrel. Really nice stuff. That's a clap if we were a GDQ.
I hadn't seen that one before. That was sick.
Oh, it's so cool, yeah.
Yeah, I believe Jockums from the community, I believe, came up with that strat. And it's almost random, it feels like, to blast into that barrel on the far left side. But instead, if you just roll under both of those barrels, just go straight to the finished barrel with Funky is really, really nice. And off of that, really well done, exciting level. That was actually like basically perfect by Goldfish. Our 4th of our 5 auto-scrollers, so this was going to be like 2 minutes. I held record in this for like a few hours until Goldfish took it from me. Just worth pointing out. But other than that, another rocket barrel level. I guess it's only worth pointing out, while the minecart levels actually do have a lot of little optimizations to them to speed them up by actually quite a few seconds throughout the level, the rocket barrel levels, it's pretty much as... You can't speed them up when you're actually in the rocket barrel section. So it's optimizing getting into the barrel, making it take off as quickly as you can, which is just from like really good mashing. I think for a lot of people, they like pause buffer the mashes. So, like in IL times, and then whatever you do after the rocket barrel section. So, this is another really good, you got like 90 seconds here to just read off as many donations as you want. So,
I like the pacing out of like where donations happen in this run. Like they did a good job of like, let's put the auto scrollers pretty spread out.
yes.
Throughout the game.
Yeah, it's a big criticism of like Donkey Kong Country Returns, the prequel to this, or the first of this retro series of DKC games, where there was quite a few auto scrollers, and World 4 was all auto scrolling basically. So yeah, it was nice that.
Thanks for confirming that I'm never gonna play Returns.
The non-auto scrolling levers are really fun. Like, I don't want to make that sound like you guys should like never.
There's just a lot of them.
Yeah. Yeah, in the any percent run, we have 41 levels here in any percent. 5 of them are auto-scrollers here, whereas in Returns there were 52 levels in any percent, but like 10 of them were auto-scrollers, so not nearly as good a ratio.
We should find some way to like rig the inputs for these levels up to that helicopter flash game. You know what I'm talking about? Like the old
yeah, the little
game
green
where you
one.
just, like hold click and stuff. It's the same mechanic, so we should just rig the same inputs to work and see if you can play both at the same time.
That'd be really hard.
I know, right?
But not impossible. Let's do it. I would just also submit the helicopter game.
Right. Like, listen, you get this one for free if you take Tropical
Right. Estimate 0 time added to the marathon.
Nice grab jump there into the double jump in order to get up to the barrel without having to go over to the ledge.
Not having to use the platform. Very good. So with that, got that out of the way, onto a bunch of really cool levels I find here in World 5. 5-1 already being pretty sick, now into 5-3. One of the most underrated tracks as well in Tropical Freeze. Absolutely love this one.
We're going to see some slap strats? Or am I thinking of the wrong level again?
Oh, yeah. I think you're thinking of 5.
Always thinking of the wrong level, dude. I always get these two mixed up.
Oh, the slap strats are dead, though, which you'll see. We found new strats.
Oh, there's new strats. That's save a cycle. Almost a cycle.
We got this one. That's the same. I made the same mistake at AGDQ 2016. You gotta just fire me from commentary.
What the heck, man? You see, putting on that very slight delay, just enough to let the fruit spawn, and then just rolling and double jumping from there all the way to the barrel. Nice movement all throughout this section, weaving through all those enemies and swinging platforms.
Got it.
Also, showing off this great feature of the game that those guys eat you, and that Funky can take hits. Yo, nice adaptation right there.
Dude.
And right here, each of these conveyor belts that he's rolling off of, obviously the ones that push you to the right, he wants to actually land on and roll on, whereas he wants to avoid hitting the left.
We're gonna do that.
Crunch a ledge.
The backup ledge, not
Backup
bad.
ledge. Yeah.
Yo, getting to show off the hover for a moment.
Yeah, again, we don't want to see that too often. It is an infinite hover, but it absorbs all of your momentum. So unless you are trying to specifically like wait on a cycle or something, wait on a platform to spawn, yeah, we almost never want to see it in the course of the run.
You'll hopefully see it again though, in a later level that we'll wait on until we get there.
Nice grab jump right there at the end, once again to hit that barrel as quickly as you can.
Alright, let me explain myself. Okay, so 5B looks more like a factory. That's all I'm getting at, alright? 5-3 is called Fruity Factory, but 5B looks like a factory.
Yeah, they're both factories. I understand what you're saying. 5B very much looks like a factory.
I'm just gonna like, this is gonna be the rest of the run for me. Just be like, okay, but come on,
Let me explain.
give me a second here.
Let me explain.
Hear me out.
Like, alright, 5-4, I understand, yeah, you gotta do your thing. But like, they look like factories.
Always still love that that barrel strat's still in the game, just to get rid of that massive enemy and clear over him. Again, weaving your way through all these platforms here, getting in that water skip.
This level used to be a little more scary, like a little more dangerous, because you needed Diddy Kong for the secret exit at the end, and there's only one barrel in the level. However, now with Funky, you can actually just get to the secret exit without needing partner Kong, so it's a little bit nicer.
Yeah, again, while he only has the corkscrew attack, it's actually basically worth like Dixie's hair that he can go against the current. So, again, they wanted to make everything playable with Funky, even if you don't necessarily have all the same capabilities as the other Kongs, you can still access all the levels. And like Hobbs said, this is actually going to be our final secret exit of the run. You'll see him try to weave through here, use certain positions to avoid all these spiked balls.
And moving with the corkscrew is pretty different than moving with the jetpack earlier on, so it's like pretty important to understand how each of them kind of maneuvers underwater.
Great climb right here. We're going to see him utilizing the grab jump as much as he can. Pretty difficult. Let's see. You're basically trying to use grab jumps across each of them.
Alright.
Oh boy.
We're gonna go
He's
here.
He's trying to tuck you up here, Goldfish. You gotta help.
I keep missing the grab button. The Joy-Con buttons are so freaking tiny,
I was
dude.
actually thinking that was the issue.
That's actually
Like, if we're being like, I don't mean to John, but these buttons are really itty bitty. Okay, we're gonna practice
Oh
one.
yeah, because your grabs are on like.
Yeah, I use the Y button for grab instead of the triggers.
Instead of the triggers.
So it's not too bad on Pro Controller, but yeah, on the Joy-Con it's a little iffy.
While we're submitting this to GDQ, we'd also like to ask Nintendo to come out with the Joy-Con XL, so you can actually.
You know that's coming in like a year or two.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you're calling it now. This is like a time capsule.
Oh
I
my
mean,
god,
we're-
dude! I've been calling it since day one when they showed how small those things were. It's like, are you kidding me?
Alright, 5B, the final level that works off of global cycles all throughout the level based on the music. There's actually some new strats that have come out here just in the last, like, month that have helped speed this up. I actually don't even know what this looks like, so I'm interested to see what Goldfish does. But
Factor is my favorite level.
that's the best
It
one.
looks just like a factory. Take a hit here. Yep.
Ooh, nice health refill too.
Ooh, okay, alright. Yeah, normally you do some
You want to hit
waiting
the
back
button that
there.
goes down. Excellent.
Oh,
Yeah, so
yeah,
everyone's
that's
oohing and awing because you normally have to wait for that button to move up, but now you can hit it on the way down if you don't slow down at all.
Oh,
You're-
and okay.
You're also going to take an
Nice.
intentional hit here from the drop.
Yeah, it makes the level look a lot
Well, I
less
thought I
smooth
missed
because
the,
of the damage.
Ooh, intentional hover. Oh, I waited too long.
Uh,
Oh man.
Went almost a little too fast. Is it because the checkpoint's right there, so he'll be getting his platforms back here in just a second.
This is what I would have done. The strat still works.
It looks so good. Again, you
Oh, these actually are the exact same cycles.
Wow. Okay.
Just pretend I didn't die.
Nice little bounce off of the hoots there so that he can double jump straight into the barrel.
Ooh, that Joy-Con grab jump at the end.
Yeah, that was pretty slick. Knowing how much harder it is now. So.
You just gotta put the like waggle to grab setting on.
Oh,
So
man.
You can just shake the controller.
Oh, I really should, honestly.
Turn it into Super Mario Odyssey.
Here we are into Frosty Fruits. This level is so cool. This is one of my favorite levels in Tropical Freeze speedrunning. You're gonna see him be able to. You see this ice on the ground? Yeah, we like ice physics in this game. They're really, really good. So he'll start with a grab jump there to make his way up to these platforms. And you're gonna see him be able to go into these little ducking animations, and for whatever reason, if you then like roll out of them, roll jump, you maintain a ton of momentum. Nice double jump there over the popsicle right there. You're gonna see him get a big one coming up here in the second half.
Yeah, this part's like one of my favorite parts of World 5.
So again, a little duck, and then start the roll. Duck for just a little bit. And now
Here
get
we
a
go.
lot of momentum off of this.
So good. Moving so fast you can just roll over that gap and stuff too. Like, it's awesome. And this is where he would stand up, turn around, and then...
Potentially die and lose it to the USA.
yeah.
Oof. I gotta call him out like that.
Cruncher played best out of that team.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was like, I like that you're gonna put it on Crunch.
The sole one responsible.
Hey, he lost some seconds in that relay right there, dude.
Yeah, we all lost minutes.
But he had the classic USA swag in it. So
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Alright. Moving into 5 boss, this is Bashmaster. This is arguably the worst of the 6 bosses for the run, but it's still got some interesting stuff to it, like taking intentional damage so that way you can iframe through the boss's animation and just try to make sure that you hit him as soon as possible.
Yeah, it's important you want to like walk into him, and then it'll kind of boost you upwards, and then you hit him like first possible frame basically. Now it is a little bit hard right here to actually break the block, grab the bomb, and then throw it quickly enough. If he went too slow there, Bashmaster would have actually been in a different attack phase. So by doing it fast enough, it sort of confuses him where he is, and he just says, oh, okay, well, I'm just going to do the overhead swing. And you save like 20 seconds there, actually. So.
And if you're not really good at like moving your analog stick or D-pad between, you know, movement and neutral, because if you're moving even a little bit and like holding a direction, instead of slapping the ice to break it, you'll actually roll, and you'll roll right into Bashmaster and look like an idiot. So it's actually pretty tough to do that very quickly.
God forbid we made Goldfish look like an idiot.
No, he's good enough at doing that himself.
Yeah! But with that, yeah, this is obviously another place where we would just kick it off for donations. And just say, this is, again, thankfully, of the 6 bosses, I think 5 of them are very interesting. And Bashmaster has his strats to him that are interesting. It's just, this dude, even in the IL world record, is over 3 minutes. I think the second longest level in the game is maybe 6-8. a little over 2 minutes. Like it's, oh, I guess then Frederick, I guess the last boss, but he's got all of his own like stress to him and everything.
So one fun thing you can do during this is watch the background. And note that the platform they're on, the stage they're actually like fighting on, is slowly rotating the entire time.
No way.
Yeah, making the background look like it's rotating. Also, yeah, you can bounce on his hammer here.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that chain. I thought you were gonna fall like 6 times. That was a good chain.
Yeah, same actually. I committed to it, you know?
Yeah, that was good. That was good commitment. I liked it. Alright, we're gonna have a first block drop down here. Again, he wants to be quick and clean with breaking this block, picking it up, and throwing it. If he waits till they're on point in the animation, he'll have it all the way behind Funky's head, and the blocks will fall down and break the bomb, but not hurt Bashmaster. And you lose like 20 seconds for it. It sucks. You don't want to see that. Also, baseball section.
Yeah, this got a lot less perilous when you can just jump on top of the baseball.
I'm gonna try to time this roll jump. Good enough. And now going into final one. Once again, we got a few more ice blocks we got to deal with after he jumps one more time up in the air excessively. All right, good stuff.
Yeah.
Good Bashmaster. Execute all the strats. And now we make our way finally back to Donkey Kong Island. Again, the lore of this game. Sorry, we skipped all the cutscenes and everything.
All one.
Is that all one of them? The Donkey Kong Island was taken over by these enemies, the Snowmads. We've been making our way back through all these islands to get back here. And one really cool thing that they did was that they took Donkey Kong Country Returns, again, the game that came before this, and there were 8 worlds in Returns. Each of the 8 levels in this world corresponds to the worlds of DKC Returns. So this one based off the jungle level. We got Homecoming Hijinks here. And actually a pretty common run killer across the Wii U and Switch versions.
This is also the shortest level in the run, I believe, so.
Yeah. So right there, very nice swag shot right there, and saving time, timing that barrel shot to skip over having to wait for it to fall all the way down. Going off a visual cue of a banana in the background. And now trying to use the double jump right here to make his way up to these enemies. And now I'm going to try to maintain momentum off of this into the cruncher drop. Let's see if he can get it. Able to get the double off the enemies, grab and drop all the way through. Really good stuff there by Goldfish.
Nice Joy-Con cruncher drop there.
I was about
Thanks,
to
man.
say. Reminder he's having to play Emergency on Joy-Cons. And now, here, normally they want you to swing off these platforms instead. Whoop! And neutral, double, done. Really good 6-1 there by Goldfish.
Super cool level.
Yeah, like you say, bite size over with very quickly.
Well,
Also,
if it works out.
Yeah, that's the problem. If you die in that one, there's not like a ton of checkpoints, so
Right.
it suddenly becomes a lot longer of a level if you take a few deaths.
Yeah, that is worth pointing out in World 6 in general. Obviously, we're here at the end of the game. They gave you a lot less checkpoints to work with in these levels, so deaths can become very, very costly.
Alright, this level is like one of my favorites for Funky mode specifically because of its grand utilization of that like extra amount of health that Funky has. There's a lot of damage boosts in this level, and there's especially a very large one coming up at the end of it.
Yeah, you see him once again utilizing all these grab jumps to weave his way all through these enemies. Nice route right there. Funky also is just great in Speedruns because he allows for a lot of kind of player personality to skip having to. Sometimes you bounce off certain enemies, utilize certain platforms. All right, a little bit of a setup here. Sandbag there just a little bit so he can try to blast over those enemies. And now he's going to get past this third enemy, and you're far enough right to where it just boosts you all the way to the platform on the right, as opposed to having to ride that boat.
So grab jumps got rid of like all of those damage boosts that I was talking about. So that's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's down to 1 now. Yeah.
He threw in an extra one for me. It was fine.
Yeah.
See, don't worry, I got you. Intentional.
Yeah, exactly.
This is also an audition for us as commentators, so you know, if you don't if you don't like Hobbs' commentary, you don't have to accept him being on the couch. GDQ Games Committee. So, yeah, the BM dude. All right, Aqueduct Assault. This level also, there's a really, really cool chain throughout the first half of this level. This level has like 2 checkpoints in the whole thing. Especially, like, it's a long way until you see the first one. You're going to see him go underneath this platform as it's crumbling, still catch that barrel, very nice. And now be able to maintain a lot of momentum off coming down this slope. We'll see how long he can carry it for. Obviously, as long as he's hitting these enemies, not hitting the ground for too long, he can keep it going. Still going, still going, still going, still going. It's still going. We finally hit the checkpoint all the way to that barrel.
Nice.
Absolutely disgusting first half of the level right there.
Super cool. This used to be kind of like one of the more boring levels of World 6, and so that like really makes it a lot more interesting.
Funky just able to keep that going for so long. I also don't know if it's a little bit. Well, actually, let's talk about it here. So normally they want you to climb this whole tower. Instead, with a grab jump, whoop, you can jump all the way to that barrel that you're supposed to eventually be lowered down to and finish off the level. Really nice 6-3 there by Goldfish.
I love the cool guy sliding animation that Funky gives you at the end there too. He's
Uh-huh.
like, yeah, I know what I just did, and he just keeps sliding down.
Yeah, normally DK family like slide down their butts. They look all, oh no. Funky's like, nah, man, I'm too cool for that. So coming up here, 2 levels from now, 6-5, hardest level in the game. A lot of crazy starts we're going to see Goldfish go for. But we got one more auto-scroller here. It's a rather lengthy one we got to go through. But until then, we'll go ahead and kick it off for some donations. I'm sure there's no way Goldfish could ever possibly, you know, he's got 3 hits to work with. There's no way he could screw it up and die in this level.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you know, you gotta do it.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Ooh, do we take the second hit on? Decisions.
Ooh.
Into the middle of the platform here.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yo, imagine that
The
insta-kill.
whole thing. I never knew that.
That'd be so funny. Find out in the GDQ submission video.
There are a couple insta kills in this level, like walls that just.
I figured, yeah, walls you can't just like blast through.
Yeah,
So.
I died one time on 3 hearts. I was like, I don't know how I died, guys, but I did. I hit a wall.
Yeah, it's one of those where, like, again, it tests your ability. There's some tight spots you have to hover through and kind of weave your way through. And this level, until you get to the very end, never gives you a health refill. There's no hearts or anything. You get that checkpoint there, and that's the only checkpoint. So, and yes, that's about. Also, shouts to the big purple turd, making his glorious return from Donkey Kong Country Returns. A lot of people hated that dude in that level. Yeah, once again, final auto scroller here, and good place for the donations.
Yeah, there's also another level where in true any percent with the death abuse, you would go to that first checkpoint so you could jump into the pit right away. So you need to intentionally take the 2 hits, and then as soon as you get the checkpoint, you ram into the floor and die. And then you jump into the pit 7 more times.
Yeah, that's all. NKB figured all those ones out. He's a genius.
I like that you guys put in some, like, actual time.
Any percent's fun, man.
Yeah.
No, just like to timing all of that stuff.
Yeah, it's neat seeing.
It's like you say, DKS times everything in this game in like the bigger categories. You guys finally busted out the timing.
Yeah, as soon as we heard, wait, there's death abuse, yeah, we gotta figure it out.
Let's go, dude.
Yes, times the stuff that matters. So.
I can't wait for the new, like, complete list of strat timings for NKB's boss rush.
Oh yeah.
Hey, I recently optimized that category, don't hate.
Yeah, I saw you did it. And what we see right here, we get to be a big old snowball. Basically works kind of like the mine cards and like how we want to jump and stuff. But with that, we're done with the final on-scrolling game. And now for the final gauntlet of the game, 6-5 through 6-8 into the final boss.
This has got to be the single coolest level in the whole run. 6-5,
Yeah.
if he nails everything, which is very hard to do, so... good luck.
On Joy-Con.
On Joy-Cons, I know.
No, it's okay. I had a bunch of grab jump practice during Bashmaster, so we're good.
Yeah, you got this. And plus, if you don't got this, you know what to blame.
Now we're funky mode. We can just jump in the pit and try it again.
Yeah, there you go.
Alright, so the big thing here is that you have these like swinging platforms that if you pound them, then you just fly off of them. Well, normally the game wants you to grab something else. Instead, we're not going to grab anything else. We're just going to fly through the air right here.
damageless. Into the double jump, the roll. Oh, okay, taking that.
Alright, that's one.
Let's go.
Now setting up for the big one, the snow go.
That is not swag. You did that for the speed. Oh my god, dude, the bounces.
Oh,
Wow.
it's still going. It's still going.
Nice.
Oh,
Wow.
that is the new no-see-no strat. Very well routed and executed there by Goldfish. Really good stuff. And we're not done in this level yet. I want to give a shout out to my boy Cool02 for discovering the Inca Dinka right here. As he's able to hit it. Going to be grabbing on, trying to chain off of these snowflakes.
Oh, baby. It's looking good. The bounces, they're
Oh,
happening.
mama. Off the final wheel. Yeah!
Joy-Con.
Yeah, so that's the hardest level in the game by far.
Yeah,
That was
amazing.
that was perfect. That was basically perfect.
That's the one that you guarantee you nail.
Yeah, you can tell I practiced that way more than anything else.
And you just have to, like, that stuff, it doesn't just look, we talk about speedrunning all the time. There's a lot of strats that just look cool, but they're actually trivial to execute. That looks cool, and it's really, really hard.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
it shows,
like how this was all practice, so that way you can put the downgrade to Joy-Con incentive.
right. So 6-6, as you can see, super cool looking level, and one of the levels that utilizes the grab jumps probably more so than any other level in the run. Just going to be seeing a lot of verticality here, a lot of climbing sections where he's going to utilize them just to climb up a little bit further and skip out on some slower platforms here and there. We'll see if he can chain all this together off the little enemy, off the spike, up to the platform up there.
That's fine.
A little bit of hover, that's fine.
We dead? Yeah, that's alright.
Oh, very close. He was trying to obviously go for that ledge there, completely skipping over, climbing up the grassy section and bouncing off of
Yeah,
the
we can
back.
give it another try.
Yeah, Cycle's a little bit off right there because of the hit you took a little bit earlier, or because of the getting clipped on the platform, I should say. We're going to give it another shot right here.
You
This
do
level
want
was-
here as well, intentionally. There we go.
There we go.
To wait for the platform to come down. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, very good.
This level was one of those that was a lot more awkward before the grab jumps were found. And they made it significantly better.
Yeah, I felt like there were so many instances here on this final climb where we just wish Funky jumped a little bit higher, just like a pixel. Instead, watch this climb happen. Be a thing of beauty. Whoop, whoop.
Oh, beautiful. Hovering into place, like letting the
Not even-
platform just fall beneath him. So nice.
Oh, man. And then right here, gonna hold right and die? Oh, wait, no? Where is he?
The Constitution.
What was that?
Yeah. So what's going on right there? The barrel that blasts you up to that final section is active down there right at the start. As long as you're holding right when you land on that platform, you just land in the barrel down there, and you just have to wait a little while for that platform to rotate around to where the wall's not going to block you, and then you blast out of it. If you blast out of it and the wall's still there, it doesn't instantly kill you, but the barrel's gone, and you cannot beat the level at that point.
Yeah, here's the best part about you memeing with the Constitution, Goldfish. I'm pretty sure in the whole movie it's the Declaration of Independence. So you're letting your Canada show a little bit.
You're at 6-7, the Crash Bandicoot level.
This is another like super cool looking level. Like it harkens back to some of the very earlier levels that it just flows really well. Like when you know what you're doing and when you get to like watch somebody who's just kind of flying through it. There's all these hazards everywhere, and he gets to just try to avoid as many as possible.
Hobbs, you've been trying to say it the whole run. This is the run where you utilize a lot of damage boosts. I believe he's got 5 health. He's going to use 4 damage boosts in the course.
I mean, I said 6-7 earlier, right? I'm pretty sure that's what I said.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I said the Declaration of Independence earlier.
So obviously, as you can see in each of these places, taking the intentional damage boost to go ahead and have those iframes to then run through a couple other hazards.
Again, even as soon as he's done 2 damage boosts, that's like more than he would have been able to do in original mode.
Yeah, before losing a Kong. Okay, so yeah, skipped over one of the. Oh no, it's gonna take Winger. Oh no, he's not. Oh, I forgot!
So good.
I didn't know the camera didn't move. That's awesome. I didn't know the.
Oh yeah, it's really spooky.
That's pretty sweet, dude.
So another super sexy end of the level there. So as you can see, World 6 full of really, really cool levels here with Funky.
Time for the wet blanket.
And then we get to do Meltdown Mayhem 6-8.
Hey, there are some fun strats in this one with Funky.
There actually are some.
It's better with Funky, yeah.
Yeah, even though you are on Rambi, you get a double jump with Funky. Anyways, I don't know what kind of physics allow. I mean, I guess the fact that there's a double jump in video games in general, I don't know how those physics work. But like, especially on a rhinoceros, I don't know how it works. So you gotta blast through those specific parts of the targets. Go ahead.
This is also the level where we would pipe in some 8-bit Bonnie Tyler.
Shouts to Mubukai.
Yeah.
Nice running under that platform right there, not waiting for it to come down. You have to go pretty much instantly in order to actually not get caught by that and have it push you down to the lava. Because that lava is a one hit, in case anyone was wondering. You see a lot of utilization of
Oh, I'm just dead.
Oh,
yeah, that's...
It looks like you can go above it, but they put like a huge wall. You can't. That's a
I was waiting for the improv strats, man.
Jumping around it. I want to give shout-outs to our boy Gulo2 for confirming all over the place that, yeah, there is nothing you can do there. So, yeah. Biggest problem with this level is just that there's a lot of waiting, as you can see.
There we go.
Yeah, very nice. Able to clip up there. Skipping out on another one of those Rambi jump animations. Oh, and jumping over that barrel. Seeing a lot of little optimization I didn't know about in this level, because honestly, this level sucks. I don't want everyone to do it. Alright, this section right here is really fun, though. I like it. Into a boost, doubling over all that stuff, breaking all that stuff instantly, not having to use all the platforms. Yo! Dunking our boy.
Ditching Rambi, I love it.
Oh, I thought it was dead there.
That was
Did you see that hop?
Yeah, the ledge vault, like that was. Whew.
And at first he didn't say anything. I was like, is that intentional? It doesn't look it.
And then, yeah, I love that. Super scary just to run off of the ledge. You'll actually just get caught. And then, because of the double jump, you can just completely run off of that little, like, sled.
Mm-hmm.
The lava sled, man. That's what I'm calling it. Anyways.
Lava sled.
Shout out to the AGDQ Bear.
Yep.
Yeah, not today.
Not this year. Not if you do it again, dude.
You need a donation inside?
It was the joycons.
I feel like you almost have to do it.
So with our last series here, again, a lot more times where we actually had to use Rambi.
Ooh, 2 Rambi kills.
Ooh.
I love that you ditched him and you also like hit the target for the ceiling.
Right, I know.
While going into the barrel. Did not save time, but looked awesome.
Alright, with that, our any percent run of Tropical Freeze for the Switch on Funky Mode is just about over. We do have to defeat the final boss of Frederick. Frederick is a boss that costs a lot of people a lot of runs, especially if you're me. I always equate this to, if you imagine, obviously everyone's familiar with Super Mario 64, the Bowser throws you have to do at the end of that run. An inherently simple thing you gotta do, but when your nerves are up, especially at the end of a really good pace run, it's really easy to miss one of the 9 hits on Frederick. He's only gonna give you 9 opportunities to get these 9 hits. 1 opportunity apiece. So, coming up here first, though, we got these quick throws. Able to nail the first one. Really good stuff there. Try to manipulate him a little bit and then throw it backwards to make him run up on you a little bit sooner. He's going to start off with 3 slow-moving back and forths. And his hitbox is actually a lot smaller than it looks. It's basically just his shoulder pads. If you whiff the shoulder pads, then you're going to whiff the rest of him almost every single time. And any missing of that, you have to go through a cycle again. You lose a minute to any of those missed hits. So, nice 3 for 3 on the first phase, along with his first early throw. Gonna last through some more cycles here. I know I personally remember people saying that they found the second early throw the hardest of the bunch. We'll see if Goldfish is able to get here. It's definitely one of the most punishing with only 3 enemies to utilize here. Yeah, throwing him, gonna get a quick setup.
Oh, I'm so lucky.
Ooh,
The toe shot.
Alright.
hit him in the toes. Right,
These
now
hits
he's-
also become a lot harder because the entire ground is now ice physics, which is hard to
And in this, in the second phase, he like speeds up with each dash across. So that third one was faster than the second.
And the entire control scheme is all Joy-Con, dude.
Yeah.
Right.
And now RNG is fixed, so piss your pants.
Yeah, piss your pants, RNG.
The nice little float down. This is what we were talking about with the infinite hover. But it is the slowest to go up. I love the. It's like he's clapping. He's one of those like dancing clapping with the cymbals.
Yeah, you can see Funky chin lifting a little bit, looking up to see what's going on.
I love all of his animations. He looks so
It's awesome. Alright, into the third phase of potential early throw.
Big setup. Grab it and hope for the best.
Ooh, close though.
Oh crap, he baited me.
Oh man.
Alright, we're gonna wait one more.
You almost just ran into that. Me too.
There we go.
Alright. 3 more hits here to go 9 for 9, where the real important time save is. Again, these are big time losses if he doesn't hit them. That is 7 for 7. Gotta get set up real fast. He moves fast this phase. 8 for 8. 1 final hit. Get ready on time. 9 for 9. And...
Nice.
Excellent, dude.
Nice.
So you lost like 4.5 to 5 minutes. In
Yeah, it was about 5
thing,
minutes
so...
from the controllers alone.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty
So
sure
that
we're
was-
gonna use 130 as our estimate. Because like the fact that this was even beating it, like things need to go very, very, very poorly. Like beyond
Probably.
changing control schemes poorly.
Yeah. You could probably even drop that even lower, because like this was within 2 minutes of your PB, and I've seen that kind of consistency from you a lot. So
yeah. 130 is a nice, like, safe-ish estimate. Plus, it gives you some buffer. So, just a real quick point out, I mean, obviously it's going to be Goldfish's choice on this, but I actually really like the incentive idea that I had brought up. I want to bring it up right here at the end of this run.
Yeah, I'd like to submit an incentive that shows all the K levels. So in each world, if you get the Kong letters in each of the normal stages, then you unlock a special K level. And then once you beat those special K levels in each world, you unlock World 7, which has 3 more stages. Those are harder than any of the normal stages, or at least supposed to be. And plus, they don't have any checkpoints throughout them at all either. So I'd like to show those all off back to back to back as an incentive.
Yeah, 6 levels there, so about a, 10-minute incentive. And honestly, they're some of the coolest speed. It's not just like they're hard, and that's why they're interesting to watch. They're really, really cool to watch done, specifically with Funky Kong.
yeah.
All of his double jumps really coming into play there. Lots of death-defying jumps over large pits, weaving their way through enemies. It's the best parts of Tropical Freeze speedrunning, in my opinion. So, yeah, with a 130 estimate, that buffers in those that 10-minute incentive really, really well. So, yeah, definitely a high-tier incentive, in my opinion, to throw on the end of this.
Yeah, and especially since you don't really see them very often either. Not too many people run 100%. 100%'s never been at a GDQ. So there are a lot of levels that if people just casually watch us, or even just watch any percent speedruns, they probably haven't really seen these levels unless they've played them themselves, or like actively looked for them.
Yeah.
Or they remember 2K and just never got past it.
They never got past it, yeah. And you're going to watch Goldfish beat it in like 50 seconds while jumping over just like a level that's just a massive pit with enemies that you have to chain off of. So, but yeah, good run there, Goldfish.
Thank you, thank you. I will hopefully have the controller thing sorted out. That is never... That's never happened before in the frickin' submission video, so that's cool.
Nah, I like the detached strats, man. You just gotta roll with it. Just gotta learn
Man.
Yeah. Yeah, the fact that he did that well, he beat most people's PBs with the joycons, which he's, you probably...
I don't use them.
Yeah, like, put this man with a Pro Controller, and, like, he's gonna give you, I think, a very, very sexy showing of this game at AGDQ2019. So, yeah. So best of luck. Hope you guys decide to make this part of the schedule.
Yeah, I guess that's it, right?
Yeah.
Thanks for watching.